Okay, so we're going to do hopefully a really quick walkthrough of Funspot. It's 3 floors. As soon as you walk in the door, this is kind of what you see. They have all kinds of different things, such as it's kind of like an arcade, all kinds of fun facts, this old game, all these different things, retro gamer mag. So we're going to do a real quick walkthrough of the arcade. So we have a photo booth, some redemption stuff that you see all the time, Fishbowl Frenzy. But here, this is a nice Outrun Deluxe. I have Outrun, but not like this. This is with a 25-inch monitor. And I do believe this one moves, but I'm not too sure. It should move. And then there's a cool little souvenir shop over there. I'll go ahead and hit that up and see if I can get anything. Big old Space Invaders. See those all the time. Dave and Buster's. Very cool mini golf that used to be, I believe, outside. And they went ahead and they moved it indoors. Very neat. Kind of like handmade wooden stuff put together. Very, very cool. And then you have Sega Crazy Taxi based off an AME based system. Very cool. This is on my list of stuff to get. This is an Afterburner cockpit. Love to try one out that actually moves. I don't think this is the one that doesn't look like rails, but I would love to try that one out. Very big pinball machine, Hercules. Right? It has like a, but it's like the size of a cue ball. It's like really ridiculous. It's like really oversized. Good stuff. Atari's football. 4-player trackball. It's like X's and O's. Very cool system. Whole bunch of cocktails. Shadowbox. Just a bunch of cocktails over here. Little universal cocktail. It's kind of like Space Invaders. LSA Squad. And then these are really, really interesting systems. Alright. So these Battlezone. This one's like really cool. You have a wheel and a gun. Isn't that like really cool? Night Stalker. So these Battlezone games, you can actually swap them out. They're like kits. And you can change them out to different games. This one I love. I used to play this one all the time on Commodore 64. It's good times. Love me some mini golf. Give Me a Break, Crossbow. Hope to come try to play this one. These are some really, really cool Exidy games. This one, Chiller. I remember playing this one on the Commodore 64. It's like really kind of grotesque. Like you shoot like body parts off. We have a Neo Geo. A 4-slot. Right. Keith donated this one. So I don't know if you've ever seen this on YouTube. It's very cool. This one's a death race. Really grotesque, really gruesome. You basically have to run over people. The artwork is really, really cool. It's really neat. Gotta try that out. Of course, the infamous Computer Space, the awesome fiberglass cabinet. Almost had one of these. It's the one that got away. Very cool game. Jump Bug. Looks like it's having some issues with color on the monitor. Very cool game. Rockola. Head On. So you gotta look inside here. I think I remember this one on the 2600, if I remember correctly. Frogger. Carnival. Cool game. Pulsar. A little dim on the monitor. Not too bad. Depth Charge. Really cool, like black and white games. And I know Thad is going to like this one. It's a Pong Doubles. Very cool game. Looks neat. And then we have some pinballs. We have F-14 Tomcat. It's a Black Knight 2000. An original Black Knight. Big guns. See, that one's a little bit higher than the rest of them. Pinbot. High Speed. Grand Lizard. Gorgar. Devil's Dare. Lucked out today. There's not a lot of people here. It's a Thursday, so it's pretty empty. Fireball, Pac-Man Pinball. Isn't that cool? Paragon. Matahari. This is that one that has a very interesting backstory about how she was like a spy. Has the dagger right there. Right, and it has like some text on the dagger. If you can see it. Playboy, You Have to Rest in Peace, Kiss. I've always been a huge fan of this game. Just based off of the look, it just looks so cool. Love the back glass. Harlem Globetrotters, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Awesome movie, if you've never seen it. Very, very cool. Joker Poker. Sky Kings, a little bit older stuff over here. Sky Jump, Grand Slam, a little bit slower pace. Time 2000. That wonderful Atari logo there. Middle Earth. Then Sinbad. Very cool. Super Hang On, unfortunately. Looks like it's down. And then, of course, an awesome Road Blaster's cockpit. I don't know if we can see this one inside. You have to really get in there. It has like this lens magnifying effect. It's a really low cockpit compared to the cockpits now. All these cockpits are kind of low. So we have Space Fury, Buck Rogers, Star Wars cockpit. All these different cruisings, Cruising USA, Cruising the World, an APB. It's one of those games, really hard to find the monitors. So unfortunately it looks like this one's LCD'd. I have the same issue with my tubing. Can't find the monitors. We have a Roadrunner, Marble Madness, Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. You can see they try to put all the games based off of like makers and categories. Try to group them together. Final Lap, Rolling Thunder, Dragon Spirit, Awesome 720, cool joystick. Love it. Love the joystick. Actually, this one has a good monitor in there. Destroyer. It's another one of those cool, like, they just don't make them like this. The overlays, the reflections, the mirrors, all that good stuff. So you can kind of see the artwork there. It's kind of cool. Battlezone. I don't think this one was working earlier. Now it seems to be working. So you like look through this visor. It's kind of cool. It's very neat. Atari Black Widow. Love this game. Really cool game. Quantum. Gotta play this one. This one you just don't see too often. Very cool. You can draw your high scores at the end. It's really cool. Space Duel. Have this one. Cool game. Love it. Doesn't get enough love, but I like it. Major Havoc. It's very cool. Is this one a conversion? Yeah, I think it's a conversion. Yep. Paperboy, same issue like the tubing, everything else. It has the LCD monitor, but look at that. You cannot duplicate those controls. These controls are so cool. but unfortunately flat screen. It's got those medium res screens that are just hard to find. Alright. Le Mans. Got Gravatar. Asteroids Deluxe. It has an asteroid blacklight thing in the back. It's kind of cool. It's very neat. Atari Star Wars. Looks like it's freaking out a little bit. Got all kinds of crazy colors going on. Cockpit over there seemed to be working though, I think. Crystal Castles. So hard to keep all these games working. I can't even keep mine working. This one's on my bucket list. I would love to get this one. Warlords. So much fun. I would love to get a cocktail. Going to the Pinball Fest in October, and I think they're going to bring a Warlords cocktail, which I'm hoping it's like just really fun to play with like 4 players. Sprint 2. Very cool. Black and white. And of course you got to have a super sprint. Same issue with the monitor, right? Put a flat screen in it. Liberator. Very cool. Missile Command. Huge trackball. Much like the Atari football. Superbug. Dig Dug. Centipede. Kangaroo. It's actually my first game. Actually it was at Aero Fighters, but it was in a Kangaroo cabinet. Atari Food Fight. I would love to get this and put this in the kitchen along with Burger Time. It's just like so cool. And it has that nice, can't really feel it, but you don't hear any clicking or anything. It's got a really nice smooth 49-way joystick. Sequel to Centipede, Millipede. Cloak and Dagger. Xevious. If I remember, this plays like garbage in the 16-1. Just like the sound is terrible. Video Pinball, very, very cool. I think this one's supposed to have like an overlay or something going on with it. Skydiver. Kind of reminds me of Atari 2600 stuff, huh? I like the marquee, how the marquee, like, it actually lights up the different letters. It's like different lights. Super cool. It's not just like one solid backlight like a Canyon Bomber here. Reminds me of the 2600 Pong. Very cool. Tag Team Wrestling. Commando. Kung Fu Master. Breakthrough. Forgotten Worlds. Life Force. Jailbreak. Akari Warriors. Looks like the Akari Warriors is supposed to have the other type of joysticks on there. This just kind of has like some ball tops. They still turn though, but it's supposed to have different joysticks on there. Then here, I think this was Choplifter. Monitor's really dim, really hard to see. Same thing with pole position over here. It's a pole position cockpit, which is kind of cool. Operation Wolf. Brother has Thunderbolt. Cool game. Little Uzis. Sits on like a little XY, and that's how it finds and how it tracks on the screen. It's not really a light gun. Kind of neat. Stun Runner. Another one's kind of dim. Cool 3D game. It's like a Space Harrier, I think, was down. Along with this one, I think this is Bear Chute, right? Yeah. There's the original Bear Chute downstairs. So hopefully I get some video of that. We have a Quartet. Xenophobe. Gotta love these cabinet styles. It's like really cool, like this pedestal style. Space Dungeon. Moon Shuttle. Alpine Ski. We had this in a tournament one time. Very fun game. Very, very cool. I don't think anyone has ever played it until we had it in the tournament. They were exposed to it. Super fun. It's an Alpine Ski Jungle Hunt. Used to play that all the time on the, what was it, 2600 or something, I think. Frontline, Zookeeper, Lock and Chase, Lunar Rescue, Crazy Climber. Of course, I think I totally missed these. There are some universal cabinets, real quick. Really cool because you can see the backlights on them. 0 Hour Mr. Do, Snapjack. So cool. Galaxy Wars, Cosmic Avenger, Nova 2001, Cheeky Mouse, Cosmic Alien, and Ladybug. So I have this like little area here with all the little Colecos. Have a few of those. Trying to collect them all, but you know how that goes. Alright, let's see what else they have. Big arcade. We have Defender. Used to play that on the 2600. Stargate, Moon Patrol, Sinistar. I don't know why, but this game creeps me out. I don't know if it's the talking or what. It's just, I'm terrible at the game, but it just like freaks me out. Love Joust. Reminds me of kind of like Balloon Fight and all of that. Just love all that stuff. Robotron. I like this game. Not good at it, but I like it. Mappy. First time I was introduced to Mappy was actually on the Nintendo. Super cool game. And I was like, oh wow, they have an arcade game. I found out later. But fun game if you've never played it before. Hypersports. Circus Charlie. This is like one game I wish I could get. This game is so cool. I think I played this the first time like on the 412 in one. It was just one of those random games I just played and just love it. Gyrus. Have Gyrus. Cool game. Great music. Music's terrible on the 60-in-1. And Track and Field. Awesome game. Very cool. Alright, let's head this way. Have a Gauntlet. Used to have this one, but it was converted to a Ninja Turtles and then ended up selling this one to Imran. But here's a cabinet. Monitor's a little dim. Could use some work. Over here's a Gauntlet 2. The Gauntlet 2 actually looks way better. And Main Event. Tetris, like Tetris. Mad Planets, I would love to get a Mad Planets. Has a very unique control scheme that you just can't really emulate. So it has like a spinner, it has a joystick, really hard to emulate. Kroll. We have Cubert's Cubes and a Cubert. Side by side, of course. Pandora's Palace. I think I played this one before. And then Double Dragon, Pleiades, Phoenix. This one I actually like it on the 2600 more than I do in the arcade. And 1943, I love this game. This reminds me of, I used to play it in the 7-Eleven. And I really want this game, even though I know like I would get bored of it. But I just love I love airplanes. I just love the artwork. It's so cool. Just that plane, it reminds me of just so many good memories. I just love it. Looping. Alien Syndrome has probably the coolest topper ever. It's just like really cool. And then we have an Outrun. A Turbo Outrun. Had the regular Outrun on the cockpit out there. Pingo. Crazy Kong. Renegade. And Red Alert. Back to a Monaco GP over here. I think Thad's working on this one, so here you go, man. This is what the working one looks like. All the little gauges and everything. It's a nice cockpit. Sega Turbo. And versus Hogan's Alley and versus Duck Hunt, that is down. Big cabinet. And then it's supposed to have the Nintendo sticker there, right? Very cool. Fire truck. Gotta play this one. So this one's like a 2-player. Person drives in the front, person drives in the rear. It's a black and white game. Cool. Spy Hunter. We had this one at the hangar last night. This is a cockpit version. Again, has cool music. Real Ghostbusters. I love Ghostbusters. Huge fan of it. Can't wait to play this one. Rampage, 3-player, good stuff. Love it. And then Tron. Space Invaders. Seawolf is the one that was down. That's the one that I thought was a Battlezone. Domino Man. Azarian. Then Space Sat. Monitor's like a little weak on that one. Timber. Kind of reminds me of a Tapper. It's kind of like its brother, right? I actually have a game on the Switch that's kind of similar. Bank Panic. Gap Plus. Right. Galaga 3, I believe, right? So that's what everybody knows it as. As a matter of fact, it looks like the bezel's actually the same. Never noticed that. Solar Fox. Wheels 2. They're like fun. Look at all these like gauges. They're just like so awesome. Just don't make stuff like that anymore. Of course, Wacko, which has the wackiest arcade cabinet ever. Wizard of War. Rally X. Rally X was a very interesting game. It came out at the same time as Pac-Man, and they thought Rally X was going to be the hit. And Pac-Man actually ended up being the hit. I do remember playing on the Commodore 64. There was this game called Radar Rat Race, very similar to Rally X. Then my brother loves him some Satan's Hollow. I cannot stand the game. I think it's super cool, like the artwork, but just not a fan of the game. But he loves this game. The artwork is like super cool though. If you look at the side art, basically like Satan on the side, really cool. Burger Time. This is another game besides Food Fight. I would love to just have this in the kitchen. I think it would be so cool. It has some of the coolest artwork. Right, I love the top, how the top is like shaped. Then we have a Smash TV, Hit the Ice, Tutankhamun, Strategy, Amadar. I remember playing this on the 2600, and this game kind of creeped me out. I don't know if it was a sound or what it was. It has like weird sound. Berserk. Remember this on the 2600 as well. Armored Car. Very cool artwork. Stern's the End. Astro Invader. Frenzy. Super Cobra. Can't remember if I played this on the Commodore or where I played that. Wonder Boy. Contra. Again, this is one of those games I didn't even know it was an arcade game. I remember playing it on the Nintendo, and that was the first time I was ever exposed to it. But yeah, it's a vertical screen game. Kind of throws me off. Chase HQ. Flower. Black Tiger. Zaxxon. Cool game, but very hard. I can't ever tell what level you're at or whatever. I know there's tricks like shooting the walls and stuff, but I'm not good at it. I actually own that game. It's at someone's house, but yeah, I just had to let them hold on to it for me just because I'm not too good at it. Congo Bongo said it was like a rip of Donkey Kong, right, but more 3D. Cool game. Alright, so last row we have Galaxian and Galaga. So have a Galaxian cocktail, have a Galaga upright, and then there's a Galaga 88 here, and then there's a Radical Radial. It's a little bit more obscure. We have Max RPM, Star Castle. Very cool game. Has that like really sick overlay on there. Kind of gives you the colors, the illusion of color. Asteroids. I think they had Asteroids Deluxe, right? We saw that earlier. Special Criminal Investigation. Elevator Action. It's kind of like in that generic title cabinet, right? Robot Bowl. Black and white. Very cool. Spectre. Bandito. And this one looks like the overlay is just a little bit off. I don't know if you can see it. Right here, let me turn on the light. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse. Looks like the overlay is just a little bit off. You can kind of see it in the corner over there. Adventure. This game's kind of known for having the huge joystick here. So let me see if I can kind of... Look at that. It's just gigantic. Then Mousetrap. Crash. This is on my list of games to get. Don't see it too often. I think I saw it one time. I used to play this on the Commodore 64. If you don't know, it's Speed Buggy. And of course it didn't look like this. The graphics were a lot worse. But this game is so much fun. I remember just spending hours and hours playing that game. Okay, Frisky Tom. Iron Horse. Kicks. I have a Kicks. Still need to work on it. Cool game. Very weird sound. There's a Gauntlet. Different cab. Silkworm. The Dragon's Lair. And Dragon's Lair are running in... It's like they're running in LCDs. Us versus Them. Cliffhanger. And of course Space Ace. And then over here you have all the Pac-Mans, Junior Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Rastan, a few more that way. Last little bit of... Oh, here's Zombie Raid, very cool shooter. Been wanting to maybe get that one for Halloween. Alright, last little part. We've got Gunfight, Arkanoid, Heavy Barrel, Rush and Attack, TNK3, SBL, is that how you say that one? I don't know how to say that one. SBO. Tiger Road, Punch Out Dual Monitor, here's all the Nintendo stuff, Play Choice 10, basically a Nintendo. Mario Brothers, it's a wide body, very cool. Super Mario Brothers, Dr. Mario, everybody's pretty familiar with all the Nintendo stuff. Popeye had one of those. Donkey Kong, this is the King of Kong one, right? It's the infamous one, right? Donkey Kong Jr., like it, it's awesome. Donkey Kong 2 has a kit in there, and Donkey Kong 3 and R-Type. So that just kind of wraps up the arcade, the classic arcade here. Got Tunnel Hunt, it's kind of interesting, you got to really get in there. And then, oh, last but not least, Star Trek with the captain's chair, right? One that everybody wants. So yeah, that's it. That's the Funspot arcade. Ton of games, very cool. Thank you very much for watching the walkthrough. Alright, I'm gonna go shoot and go get some tokens and go play some games.